Chef Dennis Stanley. Welcome to A Few Minutes With.
Welcome, Glenn. Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.
You have established a business here in the Northern Virginia area that is just so well known and so well liked.
Thank you.
Talk about what it was like to start this business.
Well, when I started the business, it's been 27, 28 years now, and I started the business as a hobby. And then I was working my hobby, working my full-time job, and then my full-time job, my hobby started wanting me at the same time. So wanting to bake and wanting to go on my own, I just decided one day and gave my job a 30-day notice and left, and have been at it ever since.
What was it like to do that? What was it like to have the security of your job, but knowing your hobby and your passion?
That's one of the reasons why I work my full-time job until I have enough customers to work my hobby. But once you get that burning inside of you that you want to do it for yourself, there's no turning back. No matter what the ups and downs you may go through, you just have it in you and you just keep going and keep going no matter what hustles or what challenges you go through.
Well, let's talk about that. Your hobby was cakes and baking.
Yes.
Where did that all start? Your love for doing that type of thing?
Actually, my love for baking started when I was probably about 6, 7 years old. I lived in the country in South Carolina. Then my mother and them would go to town. And then living in South Carolina, going to town with me, they would go shopping all day long. So what I would do, instead of me going in the fields where they wanted me to go, I went in the kitchen and started baking cakes. So I baked cakes. Some of them came out good, some came out bad. And the more I baked, my mother would come home, she would beat me. And then when she go back to town the next Saturday, I'd bake cakes again. So that's where I got my love from. I used to watch my mother, my grandmother bake. And then the more they baked, the more I wanted to bake.
Now, did you have any formal training other than just learning on your own? Or?
All my training, I've never been to a full culinary college. I baked at home. Then all my training has been on the job. So I used to work in the hotels and watch the pastry chefs work in the hotels. And then after working in the hotels, and then I moved around. I went to New Orleans and came back to Myrtle Beach Hilton, did a tour in the military, got out the military, and I came back to South Carolina. And then I always wanted to live in Virginia. One of my childhood dreams was, when I was growing up, I had 3 childhood dreams at the age of 6 or 7. One was to own a grocery store, but I didn't get the grocery store, I got a bakery. And the reason why I wanted a grocery store, because every time we had to walk to the store, because there was only one store in the area, and I saw the grocery store man had all this candy. So I figured if I own a grocery store, I can eat all the candy I wanted.
Okay.
The next dream I had as a child was, my uncle was in the military, and he lived in Virginia. And then when I had to look up at this 6-foot man all dressed and clean, I said, well, that's what Virginia has to offer. I'm moving to Virginia when I grow up. So now I'm not in Virginia. And then the next dream I had when I was a child was, I always heard about Hawaii. So I got a chance to go to Hawaii. So I've been to Hawaii. Instead of getting the grocery store, I got a bakery, and I'm still living in Virginia. So all my childhood dreams come to tuition.
Now that you have the business, you get into business and you have it, what was it like for you to realize that dream that you had to see it manifest itself?
To be honest with you, when I wanted the bakery or the business, I really didn't know what I was asking myself to get into. All I know is I wanted to go bake cakes and give cakes to people. At that time, it was not even about the money. I just wanted to bake cakes. So what I did was I started my business off on a shoestring in a warehouse spot. All I had was a kitchen and an office. And so we would bake cakes and clients would either come by and pick them up or we deliver to them. So I never really had a big storefront. And that was never my passion, to actually have a storefront where all the cakes was in the showcase. It was, I always wanted to bake my cakes to order. So I started in a warehouse spot on a shoestring budget and sell cakes, put the money back in the business, sell cakes, put the money back in the business. And then from that, it kept growing. And then we were in that spot for about 20 years. And then I ended up moving around a couple of locations as the business started growing and started transforming.
You have a very successful business. Everybody in the area knows you, and if somebody asks, hey, you know of a bakery or where I can get this, your business, of course, comes up, and you've gotten a lot of accolades from the community. But everybody sees that. What about the backstory, the things that they don't see, the things that didn't go well, the perseverance, the hard work? Talk about that.
If I had to sit here, it would probably take me 3 years just to tell that story. But as the business was growing and not knowing a lot of the stuff behind the scenes, I kept going and started asking people, Because running a business, if you're following your passion, some of the things in the business may not be your passion. So I found out that I need to bring other people on that will cover the things that I wasn't good at. So the things that they were good at, I kept at what I was good at, and then kept going and kept going. And then during the process of running the bakery or running a business, you hit and miss. And a lot of times I would say as my business grew, I fell forward. As the old saying go, you keep falling, keep falling, keep falling, keep falling. And in building the business, the more I felt, didn't knowing at the time, the more the business was growing. And the business was actually shaping itself as it was growing to the place where I'm at today.
Any mentors, any people that you look towards to get advice as far as, like you said, you're falling forward, you had to go, and you didn't really know business.
Right.
Was there that voice, that person who came along?
I did a lot of YouTubing. I brought a lot of books. I brought a lot of magazines. I stepped behind the computer and I stayed in the bookstores because there were things that I didn't know. I went to the bookstore or YouTube, and I kept my mindset in people that was doing things. Whether it was doing what I wanted to do or they was doing what I wasn't doing. But I kept telling myself, if they can do it, I can just keep pushing until I get where I need to go. But that was a hit and miss also. But in being a business, everybody's business is different, but
Right.
being in a customer service oriented business, what the whole world is, if you really think about it, it just keep going. You're going to have some ups, you're going to have some downs, and you just have to keep making it work.
So definitely perseverance. You got to have
Yes.
perseverance. One of the things that you did as far as your business has grown, because your business touts something that I don't hear a lot of.
Okay.
And your business, even though everybody see the cakes and the pies, the pastries, but you do for dietary people that have dietary restrictions.
One of the things I like about when the business was shaping itself, I didn't know it was going to take that form. I had a couple clients come to see me, and they were diabetic. So we started trying diabetic cakes out. And then after the diabetic cakes, we used to get like one cake a month or one cake every 2 months. And then as the economy started growing and the business got more and more, we started adding on other things. Clients would come and ask me, can you do no egg cakes? And then we tried the no egg cakes, and then that worked. Then we started getting the no dairy, no soy, no egg, no flour, no sugar, no food coloring. So and we started growing, and then we started getting clients that would come from all over just to pick up a cake. I've had one lady that came to my shop. She would just come in to buy cake so her daughter could take a picture. So she had a picture in the party at the party. When she came to the shop, she started crying. That was the first time that her daughter could eat a cake, and she was about 6, 7 years old. I had another lady that was getting married. She had a gluten allergy, and she was getting married, and she never had cake. So they would do her cake. So by me being able to cater to clients with food allergies, we can do several different food allergies in the same cake, and we bake all that stuff to order. So when the business first started out, we billing out a shoestring and then having the kitchen and the office, what turned out at the beginning seemed like it was a downside, flipped around and became a plus, because now we can cater to clients that have all these food allergies. They're not able to go somewhere else and get a cake. And then we're able to make it safe that someone can have a cake. So you get those stories where you never had a cake, and then all of a sudden you can have a cake. I had this one little boy that came in to get a cake for his birthday, and his mother started searching for his birthday, and we did a black and white picture of his cake that he was going to get for his birthday. So his mother told me he slept with that picture for 30 days. Wow. And then on birthday day, he jumped like as if that was Christmas, knowing he was going to have a cake for the first time. So those are, awesome. I mean, I can go on and on with the stories that I've heard that people tell me. I had one mother came in the same household of 5 people. You have the husband and the wife, and you got 3 kids. And then the 3 kids all have different food allergies. So when we can put a cake on the table and they can participate and be part of the party. And then I've had stories where clients came in and got cupcakes that do them in bulk, where if your child has a food allergy and going to school, then your child will get pulled out of the party and you have to go sit in the library or the cafeteria because they have a food allergy. And by me catering to clients with food allergies, I can give them a cupcake or a cake, and that child can get to stay and enjoy part of the party.
So I see from what you're saying, it you did what as we should do in business. Sit back and listen.
Yes.
You listen to what your customers.
Yes.
You listen at what they, and that develop a niche for you.
Yes.
And you become very well known for that. You're also talking about being persistent.
Yes.
You know, don't let your dream
Yes.
just lay dormant. When you go around, you talk to people, and they ask you, and your dentist, how did you grow your business? One thing that I know about you is you network. You network heavy.
Yes.
Talk about that.
For my business, I find out it's better when I go out and network and put my face in front of the people. Because you can network and just do social media is good. I love social media, and I'm getting a lot of stuff off social media now. But being in Loudoun County or being in this region, I know one thing about the people in Loudoun County. If you go out and show them that you care about them and they care about you, they will support you. And then me doing cakes, I like to take a cake and give back to the community. A lot of my networking I do is a nonprofit. I love supporting nonprofit organizations. To me, that's a win-win. If I support a nonprofit which can't afford to have a cake because they have such a low budget, if I can give them a cake at a nonprofit, it makes them look good. And
Yes.
I get to go to an event, and then they get to recognize that they got a cake and make people want to come into it more often.
You do a lot of work that impacts a lot of people,
Yes,
and I know that you have a heart for that. But you also have a heart for the community.
Yes.
You work with the youth. You have a heart for youth. Discuss that. That's
One of the things I love about working with the youth and doing career days, we at Chantel's, we work with a lot of the high schools in the area and a lot of the special needs. Most all the schools have special need classes. So I will either go pick up the baker, pick up enough supplies and go to a special needs class and we'll decorate in-house, or a special needs class, no matter what their needs may be, will come to the bakery and we just transform my kitchen into a big kitchen and where they can just come in and play. And they may decorate cupcakes, they may decorate whatever it is. And it's like a school sometimes. And when I work with the high schools, they have a lot of students that have special needs where they know they're not going to college. So we've been a transition bakery where students will come in like a school bus. The school bus will drop them off. A teacher will come with them. They'll stay with us and work for an hour. We give that hands-on training or let them see how to work in an environment. Some of them sit in there, they play, they fold boxes, they play with cakes. It's just they get that experience of being able to come in and work in an environment. So when they get out of high school, they were able to have a feel for doing stuff like that.
That's good work. Good work. Okay, if you had, let's say, when you talk and you say, hey, if I had to do it over again, I would do.
If I had to do it all over again, yes, I would. Even though I've had the ups and the downs, I've had a lot of tragedy happen to me in the process of me running the bakery. When I didn't keep my eyes right on the bakery and things fell to the side. And then it all came back together. And then I had to go sit and be still and realize everything that was happening around me to figure out why these things was happening. And once I got and sit and be still, as the Bible tells you to sit and be still and look and listen, listen and learn, then I had to do that for a while because life hit me to the point where my house burnt down, for an example. Okay. And when my house burned, I walked away from the house with a shirt and a pair of pants and with nothing left. And then I had a lot of death that happened. All within 3 years, I lost a house. I lost at least 5 people that was close to me. And then I ended up having to shut the bakery down because the ball was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And as the ball getting bigger, I just stopped and I was being still. And then after I realized everything that was happening, I said, you know what, my heart is in what I want to do. I got to go back and do this again. People came and asked me to go get jobs working for someone else. But doing that, I think if I had went somewhere else and did something for somebody else, I may not be here today, to be honest with you. But since that was in my passion and I wanted to keep going, and it was me, I just picked up the pieces that I had in like a puzzle. Might have had just one piece, but what all the pieces of the puzzle I just had to put them back together.
Right.
And then not knowing that when I was putting these pieces back together, it made my puzzle bigger and bigger and bigger. So no matter what struggles or what hassles you be going through, don't let that be a deterrent. because there's always a tomorrow. And one thing I learned when I was in the military is darkest hours is early in the morning, but if you think about it, dark is only for a few hours. So as you get up, it may get dark in the morning, but the light's gonna come up again. And as it rains, the rain don't rain forever. And then so sometimes when it's raining now, I like going outside in the rain so I can feel the rain coming down
Yes,
on me.
yes.
That way when I know I'm still alive, that if I'm still alive, I can go another day. And I just try to keep going like that. And then just have nice people around you. Just keep having a support team.
And that's so important. That's one of the things I always like to talk about is that team around you, how crucial that is.
Yes.
Because you'll get the naysayers, and you need to get rid of
Yes.
that. But be able to identify who is good for you,
Right.
who edifies you, but who also will help you grow, who
Right.
else will push you. How crucial have you found that?
I can speak for Loudoun County again. And being in Loudoun County, I just love this county. I think, to me, Loudoun County is the best place in the world because there's some genuine people here. And they reached out to me when I was going through a lot of the downsides I was going through. A lot of people inboxed me or called me personally to tell me about their struggles and how they were going through. And sometimes when you're going through struggles, you may have the pretty picture up front, but a lot of people may be suffering behind the scenes just like you. So sometimes you connect with other people that's going through the same struggles, and it's like an A-frame. The A-frame has two A's and has a line in the middle. You can be the line on one side, on the other, and y'all can connect each other and then go forward from there.
You found a way at a tragedy. You found a way to keep on going. So that is kudos to you.
Thank you.
And you learned a lot about yourself
Yes.
in going through that.
Yes.
So what I like to always ask is just say a word and then just get your feedback. So regrets.
Regrets of what I've done? No. I would do if I had to start over again tomorrow, I'll start over again tomorrow. Because one thing I found out in business, you may lose every material thing that you have,
Right.
but if you take what's in your head and just take it one step at a time, you can rebuild. So don't let a deterrent stop you, because everything in the world you can lose that's material. As long as you take your head and just get up tomorrow and start again. And if the next day fail, get up and start again. But as long as you have it in your head, you can start again.
Vision.
My vision for myself or the company, right now I'm looking at least a 5 to 10 year scope of what I want to do. I have visions now where sometimes I can't even sleep at night. I stay awake at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I have a notebook beside me because I get a lot of ideas. One of my visions that I work at now is I'm working with a couple major companies that's helped me ship my products around the country. Because if I'm getting on social media now, and I'm talking to people as far away as Europe and Hawaii and all over the country, and being on social media, when I type stuff in and people put in allergy cakes, for an example, I'm getting calls from all over the country. So I'm keeping my eyes open to what people are starting to ask me, like I did from the beginning. Now, if I'm getting calls from all over the country, then I need to start being able to take care of them. And then when I had a lady drive all the way from Philadelphia to pick up a cake, I had a lady drive all the way from Harrisburg to pick up a cake. So if these people are coming the distance, then I need to go meet them halfway.
And there's one, I know this is in your warehouse. I'm gonna give you this one because I know you can talk about this all day. The importance of customer service.
And I'm not sure if you've been to my warehouse lately, but I have my own self-made vision board. It's not really a vision board where you put things up and you say, these are things I want to accomplish. I have those vision boards too. But in my shop, I have what I call a motivational board. My motivational board is things that are things that personally have happened to me. Well, it's something that I went through, was good or bad. I write it on my board so I can look at it. So when I walk through the door every day, I can actually see struggles I've gone through and where I want to go to keep me focused.
So customer service is, I know people know you for that.
I love. I'm from the South. I'm a yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am kind of guy. I love customer service. I pick up a child and play with them, and sometimes I forget they're ordering a cake.
Well, that's important. That's
Yes.
definitely important. People have got to feel good about
Right.
not only their experience of eating okay, but feel that you generally care for them, and you've done a great job in this community. As you know, you and I run into each other all over, but I always see you. People talk great about you and everything,
Thank you.
and I just appreciate your impact on this community.
Thank
I
you.
really do.
Thank
And
you.
it's just funny anytime people see you, they're very, like he did my sons or my grandchilds and this and that, and everybody always has a story about
Right.
you. And it's almost trying to get around somebody who's very, very famous. Because every time I see you, you got a circle around you. But that's
Thank you.
just again
I
to
know.
say what you're
Yeah,
doing.
being in, based on what you just said, since being in business for 28 years now, I've done weddings where couples were getting married. Then I've done all their baby shower cakes. I did some of the kids' cakes all the way through high school and through college. And then some of those same kids are now coming back and getting married. And then some of those same kids from the beginning are now having kids. So I keep telling all my customers, I said, we've been together for 28 years now, I'm part of the family.
Yeah, you definitely are. Well, Dennis, I appreciate you
Thank
taking
you.
your time out to come and share your words of wisdom and continued success. And
Thank you.
we will be watching you and watching you grow and watch you
appreciate
stretch
it.
and see
Thank
that
you.
5 to 10 year growth you've been
Yes, sir.
talking about. So I appreciate it and thank you
sir.
so much.
Thanks for having me, Glenn.
All right, thank you. Thank you for tuning in to A Few Minutes With. I had a great conversation with Chef Dennis Stanley of Chantel's Bakery. He shared some great words of wisdom for you that want to start your own business or just want to start that dream. But notice what he said. It was that passion, it was that purpose that he had to do so. So again, as always, achieve your destiny.
Hi, my name is Dennis with Chantel's Cakes and Pastries, Chef Dennis. Here at DC Prime, we just did a great interview with Glenn for some projects that he has coming up. And I can feel the energy and love that he has, that this is going to be phenomenal. One of the things that I will say to all the entrepreneurs that's thinking about going into business, don't let what's happening to you today deter you from your passion and your dreams or things that you want to do. Because as you go through your dreams and your passions, if you're not scared to do it, then it's not worth doing. Because when you're scared to do it, then you're going to keep going to get over that scare to make you get where you got to go. And then as you get to the next level, you're going to get scared again. But the one thing about being a business is that you're going to have to keep going through ups and downs and things that you may not want to do and things that you may want to do, and keep people around you to help support you, to keep you what you want to do. And then use social media. Go to YouTube. So if you don't know how to do something, do a YouTube. I have a YouTube university at my shop. I have books at my shop, and I also use my car as mobile university. So things that I don't know and want to learn how to do, I use all those things to do it, to stay in touch. Again, Dennis with Chantel's Cakes and Pastries.